Happy Tuesday evening, everybody, and welcome to the Nana Boss Continuum. And tonight I have another amazing guest, another amazing Florida Bigfoot research group. And as soon as I get all my hellos to everybody tonight that's here, thank you all for being here. I'm sorry, I'm tongue-tied. I have been running the gauntlet all day long today, guys. I've been all over the place today with work and rushing everywhere. So I just gotta chill. I gotta chill a little bit so I can get focused. So if I stumble on my words, then y'all know why. Because I can't keep my thoughts together tonight. But we're gonna make it work. Like the other night, we started a little glitchy, but we finished strong, and that's what's gonna happen again tonight. So let me welcome everybody in the chat. Let's see. Let's see. We've got Moon at Noon. Hi, how are you? Good to see you. You got here before Gary Spikes. Holy cow. Gary, you are slipping. So glad you're here, Gary. And we've got Lenny in the house. How are you, Lenny? We got Freaky Geek. How are you doing, my friend? Let's see who else. Henry. Hi, Henry. How are you? And let's see. Yep, I thought I saw you, Miss Catherine. And Raymond. And Shucking It Down with Cornbread. I'm so glad you guys are here tonight. It's going to be a really fun show. And you guys are going to learn a lot. You guys are going to learn a lot tonight. Let's see. I've got a Spiritual Odyssey. Thank you for being here as well. And who else? Did I miss anybody? Miss Jane. Hi, Jane. Crystal McGee. How are you? And I thought I saw Miss Ida Bustamante as well. And it's Brown Dwarf. Hi, Brown Dwarf. Hey there, Mike. How are ya? Let's see. I know I saw Ida. I know I did. Dawn, I know I saw her. There she is. Hi, Ida. So good to see you. Glad you're here tonight. Let's see. I think I got everybody. Did I miss anybody? If I missed anyone, my apologies. Crystal J. Hi, Crystal. Good to see you. I got 2 crystals. Goes with all my crystals in the bag. And Anti-Venom, glad that you're here as well. Flat Rock. Hi, Flat Rock. It's good to see you. Gerald, it's good to see you as well. Wow, you guys got me going here. I'm trying to. Hey there, Larry. How you doing? Let's see. Lots. Roger Blair. Hi, Roger. Good to see you. Alan. Hi, Alan. Glad that you're here as well. And I think Debbie Howell, it's good to see you as well. Thank you for being here. And I think that's everybody. Wow, lots of you guys in here tonight. 24 already. This show hasn't even started. What an amazing turnout. Thanks, guys. Yes, you guys are going to learn a lot tonight, and I'll tell you why. Tim and Waynette have been doing this for a very long time, number one. They got years and years under their belts. But Tim is also a tracker. I mean, he has so many different things that he brings to the table that I can't wait to kind of like talk to him about all these other aspects that he brings to the research. So it's going to be fun. So without further ado, guys, please help me welcome Tim and Waynette Turner.
All right.
Hi,
Hello,
everyone.
everybody. Hi.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah,
So
we appreciate
excited.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very much.
Yeah,
Hello,
I mean,
everybody in chat. Yeah.
Yes. Hello, everyone.
yes. I mean, look at all these people. They all showed up for you guys tonight. They know, like
Yeah,
they,
yeah.
you got an amazing Facebook group, and I mean, you've got a great YouTube channel. You share so many different aspects of research. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, from what you bring in your packs, like, from the bug spray that you use, and how, like, tracking videos, and your like thermal videos, and like just so much. It's really, really a valuable, thing when
Mm-hmm.
you can go to somebody's channel for information, for education, for higher learning, and I appreciate it so much. I really do.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot of survival stuff, tracking. I show a lot of my hunting experience and tracking and
Hmm.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he has a
Yeah.
lot of stuff out
Yeah.
there,
Plus, I throw a
like you
lot of
know.
science into it. I've learned a lot about science and forensics.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and that was kind of interesting for me, because, like, you were the person that, Matt was like, "Mom, who do I got this hair. What do I do with it? What do we do with it?" And
Mm-hmm.
he reached out to you. I mean, it's been almost 2 years now. It's been almost 2 years ago that Matt reached out to you and was like, "I'm gonna have to see if Tim will check it out for me." And that's exactly what you did. You did that for him,
Yeah,
and
that was cool that he sent it to me
Yeah.
and let me do that. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it was
And I
really
had
amazing.
started off, when I first started off, I found some hairs and I was trying to do that. And I sent hairs to a couple different researchers and they never did anything with it. So I started learning on my own the forensics and everything, and learning what to look for and how to look at it. And
Mhm.
yeah. And then when Matt sent me those, I was glad to look at them
Yeah.
for him. Yeah.
Yeah, we really appreciated that. I mean, you did it out of the kindness of your heart. You didn't charge us a dime. And you did such a thorough job too. It was like so amazing. And it's like, not a lot of people have really, until I mean, you and Matt did that one video on the hair analysis,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
nobody had really seen it since then. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like so happy to be able to kind of put that out there, and then to see you turn around and do it also for Kathy Westerman, who I see is in the house.
Yeah.
How
Good.
are
Yeah.
Hey,
you?
Kathy.
Glad to have you supporting Tim and Waynette tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, Kathy.
Yeah. We're good friends with Kathy and her group,
Yeah.
Bigfoot World. Yeah.
Yeah, she has a great group. She doesn't know this, but she's going to know it now that I am going to be reaching out to her as well.
There you go.
Good. Yeah.
I want to bring on these amazing Florida
Mhm.
researchers that have been doing it for a long time. It's
Yeah.
not like, I mean, I'm pretty new to to this compared to all
Mhm.
y'all. You guys have got like years of experience. So, what got you guys into it? Like, what was the very first thing that got you guys into this whole thing?
Well, the first thing that got me, I was watching some of the TV shows on TV, and they never showed anything, and I got
Mm,
tired of watching them, and I figured, you know what, I'm going to take my hunting experience and my tracking, and start trying to learn what to look for, and see if they're really real. That's what I wanted to know, the truth, if they were real. So it didn't take long at all with my tracking experience. I started finding footprints. About my third time going out on my own, I started finding footprints, and then I started finding tree structures. And the very first area that I found really good footprints, they went from 6-inch footprints to a couple years later. I kept finding them over and over. They grew to be like 12 inches, and then the 9-inch footprints they grew. They were staying in that area and they're growing. Those grew to be 13, 14-inch footprints, and keep going back to the same area once I learned where they're at like that, and using my experience. Now it's turned around where I'm wanting to show other people that they're really real and they're there.
Yeah.
So you started, okay, so over that time frame, I mean, what was the time frame, from when you got the really small prints,
Mm-hmm.
and how they, and the growth, the progression of their growth rate?
It
What
was
were you
about a 2-year period that they grew from the 6 inches to 12 inches.
in 2
2
years?
years, yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really something.
It is,
It
yeah.
really is.
And in
yeah.
those same areas where I found those, I find the tree structures. I get orbs on game camera. Now I'm
Mhm.
getting orbs on the thermal cameras. And then we can't see them with our eyes, but they're flying around us, and I'm catching them on the thermal camera because they're giving off heat.
Right.
Yeah.
Henry wants to know, are they following you home?
Not that we know of. There's no signs of them yet that we know of that they follow
Yeah,
us
we
home.
haven't had any experiences like that.
I've heard about them doing that.
Yeah, but but it's never happened to you
No, it
guys.
hasn't. No,
No.
no.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys, it's interesting because everybody always, hey there, Shane. Everybody always, has that moment where you're out there and you're doing your research, and we all kind of at one point or another, we all kind of have some sort of weird experience. So you guys have, now I know that you guys have gotten some paranormal stuff
Yes, we
as
sure
far
have.
as, yeah, you guys have gotten EVPs. I know
Yeah.
you guys have shared that on your channel.
Yep.
Um
We get
the one
EVPs. Sometimes we get cell phones turned on when you have to put in the code to actually turn it on.
mhm.
We get cell phones turned on and start playing videos or something.
Does your
Yep.
cameras or your equipment that you're using, does that also seem to kind of like shut down, or batteries get drained? You have those kind of
Yeah,
things
we'll get the
happening?
batteries drained sometimes. And
Hmm.
I've had a couple of times where my GoPro that I wear on my chest, it would start getting the different where you couldn't hear it good. It'd be like a frequency sound to it.
Huh.
I've had that happen a couple of times, and then it goes back to being normal again. I've
And
had
you're
my camcorders that one time.
and
Yeah.
the area that you're in, it's not like there, I don't know, like, is there a corridor, like maybe there's power lines around,
No,
or
no,
nothing like
no
that?
power lines, no train tracks, nothing. No.
Okay.
The only thing, there is an aquifer, a big aquifer going underneath the Green Swamp,
Hmm.
Central Florida, and I think that has something to do with energy and giving off energy that maybe attracts them or they use it somehow. Yeah.
What way would they use it? What way do you think they would
Well,
use it?
one thing I think they can go down in caves and stay down in the aquifer or go down and come up. I think there's caves down there that they can go into. There was
Okay.
one time in Pasco County, actually I caught two underneath a tree in a water hole, and I had something told me to walk up to it, just my instincts, because it was all vegetation around it. It was a big down tree. So I
Hmm.
walked up to it, and I was just a few feet from the tree. I got up close enough to be able to see under the tree with
Uh-huh.
the camera, and I just had a gut feeling I was fixing to get growled at, and I just filmed for a couple seconds and backed off. And when I got home and looked and went over my footage, I could see two of them sitting in the water, and I think that connects to the aquifer and the a creek that's right there. Yeah,
Wow.
there's no way you could have seen them. You had to be right up close to it within a
You had
couple
to
feet to
be,
be able to see that there was a water hole under the down tree there.
wow. Wow. That's pretty
Mhm.
crazy.
It is, yeah.
It is.
Yep.
I
And then
mean,
to get the feelings like that too, that you're fixing to be growled at, that something's right there. Yeah.
yeah. That I don't, because we all get those weird feelings. I mean, at least I do. I don't know about
Yeah.
anybody else. I can't say we all. I won't say we all. But I mean, that's happened to me, where you're just, you're out there, you're doing your thing, and then you just like you feel it, right? Like you feel like something's watching you, and
Yeah.
you have those, strange
Yeah. You feel it.
experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like with me, when I feel them watching us, it's a pressure on my head.
Oh,
And
really?
it's like a pressure on my head. Yeah. Yeah.
So you
And
have
I
a
can
so, you,
really,
so you're like you have you're like a biosensor,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows when they're watching
Yeah.
us
I
too. He
can
said they're
tell when
watching
they're
us
there
right now.
watching us. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Vietnam veterans developed that too, a lot of them, and they were calling it the sixth sense when they
Hmm.
could feel the enemy was watching them. And I think some of that's similar to what I'm experiencing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've never had that experience though. Like not once
Mm.
have I had an
Well, you had
experience.
that one time when you found the deer skeleton.
Well, yeah, that time, yeah. Well, I just felt uneasy in that area. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She felt kind of a dread feeling right before
Yeah, I
we
did
left.
feel a feeling of dread that time.
That was when we found a deer skeleton. It was a whole skeleton. The legs had been pulled off. The rib cage, the rib bones had been broken. There was no other marks on it. I got down and looked it over really good. There was no bullet holes, no knife marks. There was no teeth marks, nothing, no kind of marks on it.
Yeah, I had a feeling of dread that time. And as soon as we
Mhm.
started walking out of that area, it just slowly went away. It was gone.
Yeah.
So
Huh.
that was crazy.
Wow. So it was just the skeleton
Yeah, just this deer skeleton. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
and it had the legs.
The legs
The
had been
leg.
pulled off. They were laying there close by, but you could tell they had been pulled off. They still had like some of the dried ligament still attached to the leg
Mhm.
where it had been pulled off. Yeah.
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 Holy
And no
cow.
teeth marks at all on any of it.
Nothing.
No teeth marks.
No teeth marks at all. No. Yeah.
I'm like speechless right now. I feel like maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's true. Maybe the Green Swamp is the, next Skinwalker Ranch. That's weird.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I was actually like a month before that, I was gifted a 8-point buck skull right there too. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. There's a spot
Sitting there
there where
waiting for him.
there's some tree limbs that they have pulled down and they stay alive and they can stay right behind that and watch the deer and the hogs come in there and feed around. And
Right.
that's where I was walking up in there to get up in behind that tree blind and film around there and film what it would look like being in there. And that deer skull was sitting right there waiting on me. Yeah.
Please.
And you're lucky here in Florida just to find half a deer rack,
Yeah.
True.
Yeah. And this was the whole skull and the antlers,
Antlers and everything.
everything
All intact.
all intact. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Just the head, nothing else.
Nothing
Just
else.
the
No.
skull.
Just the
No
skull.
other.
Yep, just
Yeah,
the skull.
yeah.
And the antlers.
Yeah.
And I believe it's because they've been watching me for so long and they know that I'm a hunter. I've actually got hunting tattoos on me, skulls, deer skulls,
Mhm.
hog skulls, stuff like that.
Mhm.
And I think they left that for me like that because they know I'm a hunter. And
There's a lot of questions already. So I'm gonna, if everybody just put your questions in all caps, and then I'm gonna star all the questions, and then I'll get to them in just a bit. We have so much to unpack tonight, folks. I want to talk a little bit about the here in Florida, because, and again, I have nothing to back this up. I have nothing to back this up, but I've always wondered, and because you've been a hunter and because you've been a tracker and a survivalist, and so
Mhm.
let me ask you, I think you might be a really good person to ask this question. So does the Florida heat, the moisture, the humidity, the heat that we have here, does that seem to affect or accelerate the decomposition of animals that die? I mean, is there any
yes,
way that
it does. Yeah. And there's more bugs here, and that the bugs and stuff will get to it quick. The small animals, the rats and mice, it anything that dies here, it disappears pretty quickly here. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've always wondered if it was a big, like a large factor in some remains that could be maybe linked to a food source for them, that maybe that we don't see them because of they're just
Mhm.
decomposing so quickly. So let me ask you, I ask a lot of researchers a couple of the same questions, because I always feel like it's important to kind of like to know, like, hey, if a certain researcher is seeing this or not seeing that in their areas. I'm just
Yeah.
curious. So
Mhm.
one of the things that, like Shane Carpenter, for example, one of the things that he is seeing in his research areas are holes with like a stick, kind of like maybe kind of swirling around in the dirt, and then they leave the stick in the hole. Are
Yes, I've
you
seen
seeing,
that a couple of times. Yes,
so
and
you're seeing
I've
those?
seen that a couple of times, and you can tell the stick is a tool. It's a stick that comes from somewhere else. It don't. You can tell it doesn't belong there. It's not
Really?
like from the tree or a root or something right there. It's a stick that comes from somewhere else,
Okay.
and you can see it's laying there. It's like a tool that they're using. And
And
I've
what do you think they're
seen
using?
one time. Well,
Huh?
one time I found the stick. It was like laying in between a Y down in the hole, and you could
Uh-huh.
tell that it had looked like it had been placed there. But I think they're using that to get grubs and stuff out there because it's like where the big trees are pushed over, and
Yes.
then the root ball of it. There's a lot of dirt and stuff that comes up with it,
Okay.
and they're digging around in that. I think they're getting bugs or grubs out of that.
Okay. Interesting. Do
Yeah,
you think it's do you think it's the adults, or do you think it's the children, the juveniles?
it's
Any
probably.
thoughts on it?
I would say it's probably the juveniles or the young adults or teenagers, I guess you would call.
Okay.
Yeah, probably not the real big grown ones. Yeah.
Hmm. So, what are some of the tactics that you guys use? I know before the show started, we kind of talked a little bit, and you guys are going in patterns, right? That
Yes.
consistency. Are you
Yeah.
guys also like wearing the same clothing every time or similar clothing?
Yeah. Usually similar
Similar,
clothing.
yeah.
Yeah. Not always the same thing.
Yeah. But close,
Mhm.
But
close,
I think
similar.
that doesn't matter. I don't think the clothing really matters. I think they know us because we've been in there so much.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll go into an area the same way every time. Pretty much try to stick to the same path and film. And we do leave gifts. We got a couple of places that we're leaving gifts, and we'll stand around and film a little bit, and then we'll come back out the same way. Yeah. And
And
we
he'll
keep
talk to
refilming the
them
areas.
when he's leaving the gift. I'm leaving this for you, you know.
Yeah, I've got where I talk to them more now because I
You,
know they're
yeah,
there.
you
I can
talk to him
feel
more
them.
now than you ever have.
I can feel them watching us. I know they're there, so I'll
Right.
talk to them.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
So do you feel like you're getting more I mean, do you feel like you're getting more evidence because you are sticking to that consistency, to that plan, to that pattern? Do you feel
Yeah.
like you
Yeah.
are
I think
Yeah.
getting more?
Yeah. I think we
definitely.
are. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because actually,
Um,
Waynette caught one recently on film that I think we caught him a couple of years ago when he was little,
mhm.
and she caught him on the camcorder as we were walking into an area, and you can see him and you can see him moving. And he gets real close to me, and then as she pans around a little bit and she comes back around, you can see he's not there anymore, and you can
Okay.
see me in you can see me in the frame, and you can see he's not there. Yeah, and
And
they do get real close to us too.
Mm-hmm.
and you guys also you use trail cams too?
Yes, I use game cameras. I've been doing that for the last couple of years,
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3 years. Yeah, so
And
I've got a lot of experience with the game cameras. Yeah,
what kind of evidence are you guys getting on the game cams? Are you
I'm
are you
mostly
getting
getting orbs. I'm getting a lot of orbs on the game camera. I've got one pretty good photo. It's like early morning. You can see it's foggy, and I've
mhm.
got one that looks like he's cloaked. He's standing in front of one of my game cameras, and the other game camera actually took a picture of him. And you can see he looks cloaked, but you can see his whole outline. His
Yeah.
cone-shaped head, his broad shoulders. You can see his face. Yeah, and that's on the game camera.
So it looks it's a color photo.
Yeah, it's a color photo. Yeah,
Color photo.
yeah. Well, it's
And he
nighttime, so it's kind of it's a dark.
Yeah, it's at
It's kind
nighttime.
of like a white and black photo because
oh,
it's nighttime still. It's still dark.
okay. Hmm.
Yeah, so I get
That's
stuff like
interesting.
that. I get a lot of orbs on the game camera. A lot of them.
Yeah.
A lot.
You actually sent me a few photos
Okay.
So yeah, let's start with let's look at some of the orbs that you've got. Let's see here. I'm gonna go to
In some of my videos, I've been showing people what the bugs look like, what the spiders look like on the game cameras, what sticks that are falling. I show people a lot of stuff like that, bats that come through. So you can tell there's a big difference between the orb and anything like that.
hold on here. Hang on, guys. I gotta figure out because the
Good,
photos that you sent me, I had to kind of open up tabs. They wouldn't.
Okay.
Let's see. Hang on. To figure
And we
out.
also catch the orbs on the thermal camera because they give off heat. So we'll catch them on the thermal camera.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's from a game camera. Now that orb is actually sitting on my game camera.
Sure
It is.
That game camera that it's sitting on actually takes videos if something walks in front of it and triggers it.
Uh-huh.
But the camera that took the picture, I've just got it sitting there taking a picture every 2 minutes. So it's just snapping a picture every 2 minutes.
Oh,
So it
wow.
doesn't matter if something's walking by or not. It's just snapping a picture. And I caught the orbs in all kinds of different positions.
All right. Let's see.
Yeah, there you can see it moved.
Uh-huh.
I've caught smaller ones right there like that and that size. And I've caught a couple of them that show up black also, that show up a different color.
And you don't think that these are in any way some sort of light anomaly or lens flare or
I've learned a lot about lens flares, and
okay.
you can just see all the different positions that these are in just a couple of minutes.
Mhm.
Yeah. See,
Yeah,
that's the
this
black
is
one.
another one.
That's the
Yeah.
black orb that's down low.
Yeah, there you see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's down
And
low.
you can it probably doesn't translate very well on YouTube, but you can see
Mm-hmm.
it's see-through. This one though is see-through. You
Yeah,
can
it looks see through. Yeah.
yeah, you can see like the
Mm-hmm.
grass like behind it.
Yeah.
So that one's very interesting.
Yeah, and some of them, because some of them, the ones that are actually video, you can see the energy moving. You can kind of see through it, but you can see it moving as well. Energy moving in it.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Hold on one second. I just saw comment. There it is. Kathy, thank you. Thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate that. And like I said, I'll be reaching out to you soon. Definitely want to have their team on too. Okay, so I think that was all right. Then I wanted to okay, so I want to take a look at some of these prints that you have, that the photos of prints you sent me.
Yeah.
So let's see. It's this one. So so where was is this also was in the green swamp?
Yes, this was in the green swamp. Yeah, that's a 9-inch footprint. Yeah.
Hmm.
And this was in a trackway. I found quite a few, the 9-inch and the 6-inch right through here.
Wow. And I mean, from what I can see, it looks fairly deep.
Yeah, it's deep, and you can see the toes are long.
Yeah.
Yeah, the toes are long. Now
Mhm.
that's interesting to me for big, like big time because, getting an opportunity to see, Shane's tracks like up close that he's gotten, like his
Mhm.
have very long toes.
Mhm.
Um, wow. Let's see. I've got another one. Where is it? There it is. Okay.
Yeah, this is the 6-inch footprint.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And if you look at these, the the right foot and then the left foot, you can see how far the left foot swung over, and then the right foot swings back over again. They're not really in line, like how we walk staggered.
Yeah.
And they always say the Bigfoot walks straight in line, but these are actually swing over past straight in line. There's no way a person or a kid's going to walk through there and swing their legs
not
way
like
around
that.
like that as they're walking.
No.
Plus, these were further apart than I can step, and these were 6-inch footprints.
So what was the gate between them? Do you remember?
Actually, these were 24-inch step between the hill to the next hill on the 6-inch footprints.
Wow.
And actually, mine, when I'm walking at a good pace, mine are like 25 inches from hill to hill.
Let me see if I can get this. I want everybody to, let me see if I can make this like the full screen. Oh, let me move this comment.
Yeah, that made it bigger. Yeah.
Did that make it a little bigger? Because
Yeah.
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 And there was
Yeah.
coyote tracks here too with these.
I was just gonna ask you if that's what those were.
Yeah, those were coyote tracks. Yeah.
But again, wait, I gotta look at this. I'm sorry, guys. 1 second. I gotta look at it. It has, to me, it looks like it has an arch.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. Yeah. And I've had people look at them.
Arch.
I've had people look at them and say, "No, those are human. They have an arch to them." But I don't believe that the Bigfoots that have the metatarsal break every time either.
Yeah, I mean, I really do believe that. I think Shane and Randy have, in my opinion only, but my opinion, I think that they have definitely have solid evidence from their research that they do have arches, that they are present.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. All right, let's look at the next one.
And these footprints here, they had come out of a swamp, a cypress swamp, and went along this trail a little bit, and then cut into a palmetto pines.
Mm-hmm.
And then it looks like they came back from the palmetto pines and walked through here again, going the opposite direction, and then back into the swamp.
Okay, so you're telling me, I had to stop for a second because I have to. So they were on the
Those
in the
were on
mud,
the trail. Yeah.
on the trail, in the
Trail.
mud.
Yep.
And these very small, barefoot
Yeah.
person being
Yeah,
individual subject went just right into the palmetto palms.
Went into the palmettos. Yeah. Yeah. Out of a cypress swamp, and then they came back. It's like they went one direction, and then they came back. They were going both directions. Yeah.
There is nobody letting their little one run around barefoot out there.
No.
Right.
Especially in the palmettos and in the cypress swamp.
Right.
Yeah.
Not ever gonna happen.
No. No.
No.
When you're new to this, that's the first thing that goes through your mind is, wow, is this kids? Is this somebody
out here
walking barefoot?
Nowhere where you wouldn't think they would be walking out there barefooted.
Yeah, that's the first thing that goes through your mind. But your mind tries to rationalize things. When I first started finding some of the hairs, I automatically wanted to think they were hog hairs or animal hairs, and I had to keep making myself stop saying they're hog hairs. Yeah.
Wow.
Your mind wants to rationalize things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That is very true. It does. Hang on a minute. For some reason, it's not showing on the screen here. Hold on. Can everybody see it? Is it? I've got it like full screen. Now this one is even smaller.
That's one of the 6-inch footprints. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it was just one by itself, or was there also a trackway?
That was a trackway. I think there was actually 2 of them that had the 6-inch footprints, and then there was either 2 or 3 that had 9-inch footprints. So I think it was like 2 like juveniles, and then like maybe 2 or 3 females or young adults. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, and I think you have one more here. Now I think these are. Hold on a second. Now these are castings that you did, right?
Cast, from those footprints, that I did,
Yeah. And again, it shows the arch.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
It's
And you can see looking at them up really close too. You can see there's some dermal ridges on them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then keep going back to the same areas. You're finding from the footprints. You're finding tree structures. You're getting all the orbs on game camera. A lot of different stuff like that. Yeah.
So the tree structures that you guys are you finding them, low to the ground? Are you finding what kind of structures are you
Some of
guys?
them are tree breaks. Some of them are really low to the ground. Some of them are up high. Some of them are like over 10 foot tall when they're broken off.
Really?
And we find a lot of bends. We're finding like a lot of like in one area there we have cypress trees, oak trees, and pine trees. 3 different kinds of trees that are bent over and have a big bend and arch to it. Yeah.
Yeah, that arch, that loop, that
the loop. Yeah.
And are they stuck
there
down
together.
into the ground like?
They're not stuck in the ground, but they usually have something like we call it pinned down. There'll be a small tree branch or something just laying on top of it at the end, and it's not something heavy enough to hold it down. But we call it pinned down because it's just something laying on it.
Huh. What do you think they mean? What do you think these arches? What do you think they're? Do you think they're directional? Do you think they're?
No, I think they're a territory marker or something like that. Maybe I don't think they're directional.
Okay.
I think their directional markers are more like the TP structures that we find sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I've actually took a compass and checked a couple of them. Like
tell me about that.
The bigger trees that are usually on top in the TP is usually pointing to a certain direction, like a camp area. Yeah, we found them pointing towards camping areas, and there's another one that we found that was pointing to a school. There was actually 2 schools. There was nothing else around in the area. I got on the Google Maps and looked. There was nothing else in the area. There was 2 schools, and it was pointing straight to them. And I figured that they're going there and watching the kids play, because the forests and the woods come all the way up to the school. So I figured they're using that as a marker to the schools, and they're watching the kids play.
Yeah.
Matt and Mike, did you hear that? Make sure my grandchildren are secure while they're in the hands of the school district.
Real.
Yeah.
That's a little crazy.
Harmful. I don't think they're harmful.
Yeah, no, I don't think so either.
We don't really get any aggression or anything either. So.
Yeah, but I can just see it. I could see them doing that. I could see, because of the kids just having a good time and, laughing and giggling and high pitched, like screeches and all of that kids just stuff that kids do when they're out there on during recess, right? So
that's right. Yeah.
I mean, could you imagine, guys, if we didn't have Netflix, or if we didn't have our phone, if we didn't have Amazon Prime, if we didn't have YouTube? I don't know, I'd probably go be watching some kids play too at a park.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, makes sense.
Yeah.
Need something for some entertainment, right?
That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Holy cow. Interesting. All right, let's get to a few of these questions. All right. Raymond wants to know, does Tim know if it gets quiet in the woods when they're around? Do you guys experience that? Like when they're around, like all of a sudden, like you don't hear any bugs or any other animal?
I've had times where everything gets real quiet. And I've also had times where we're at, everything gets real quiet and you can hear birds off in the distance. Yeah.
Okay.
And then also, as far as that too, like with listening to the birds and stuff out there, sometimes you can hear the birds will start giving distress sounds and alarms when they're around as well. Yeah.
Auntie Venom wants to know, do y'all gift stuff to them?
Yes, we do. And it's usually apples, Snickers, candy bars, and I've started using marshmallows too. Yeah.
Snickers.
And I've tried tobacco too. I've left them some tobacco, but the last time I left it, they didn't touch it. So I think they didn't really care for it.
Interesting. Hey there, Chris. Glad you could make it. And happy birthday. It is Chris's birthday today. So everybody wish him a happy
Yep.
birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Chris.
birthday.
All right. Brown Dwarf wants to know, can Tim touch on the baby Sasquatch footage? I don't even know what I don't think I know this one. Did I miss something?
He might be talking about one that I showed a pretty good picture of. That's really young. He came in and got a candy bar from my gifting area.
Oh, is that the one that
That's
that was
probably the one he's talking
Bigfoot
about.
Dave's photo?
Yeah.
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 Bigfoot Dave was working with me a lot right there, and we would stop, and after we gave the gifts out, we would stop and turn around and film. Yeah.
And he was right there.
Yeah, he's right there. Yeah.
He
I caught him
came up.
on the video a couple of times too, the same one, but you can't see it as good. Yeah.
Huh. And that's so this is on it's on your channel, right?
On my
Mhm.
channel, yeah.
Okay. Because I did your link to your channel is in the show description. It's also pinned at the top of the chat. And Gary Spikes has been, putting your channel
Cool.
link
Yeah.
in the chat as well. So
Cool. Thank you. Thank you, Gary.
yeah. Let's see. I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss anybody else's questions. I did. Hold on. Wait, did I miss? No. Okay. Wait. I think I missed one. Maybe I didn't. I thought I saw one. Okay. Let me go back. All right. So Ida wants to know, Tim and Waynette, you both have very calm energy vibes. Have you ever encountered anything frightening in your adventures?
Well, I've had him hit me with infrasound one time when that was right there beside me, and a couple of other of our members at the time were
Mhm.
there, but they only hit me with infrasound. And I could tell what it was because I've been hit with that one time before when I was hunting years ago, and I
Yeah.
didn't know what it was or what was going on then, but now I know what it is, and it was making me feel the dread feeling and the anxiety, and I felt like a bear was coming out, rushing out at me, and
Yeah.
I was standing there thinking, do I need to draw my gun? Or do I need to draw my knife out? Am I fixing to fight?
Wow.
And I just stayed calm and okay, I know what this is. I know what's doing it. Keep filming. And when I wasn't filming it, but she saw something move, and she was telling me, you need to film that direction
At the
right
same
there.
time he was feeling all this.
At the same time, it was hitting me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
There's
it
been a
only
couple
happened.
times that
So
she's seen something move like that, and she'll
you-
say that there was something there and it moved. It's not there now, and I'll keep filming that direction, and I can see something on the film footage.
So do you think you were kind of getting into an area maybe that where they had young or, I don't know.
Yeah,
Do
I
you
think
think
it
there
was probably an older male that was doing that. Something that, it was a new area that we hadn't actually been up into yet.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh,
And that's that same day. Yeah, I found a couple 18-inch footprints that same day. Pretty close to where I was hit with infrasound.
That's a big boy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's a big boy, 18 inches.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that would be a little scary. That would. I have never been hit with infrasound. It did happen to Matt once. When we were in Mayaka, it happened to Matt, and it was just like that quick. And I mean, I thought he was going to go down. Like he was like, and I'm like, sit down. Like, I mean, it was came on so fast, just out of nowhere.
Yep. It gave me a migraine headache for 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, he had a headache for a while.
It affects people differently too.
It's amazing. Tim T and Waynette, I believe you earn respect from them by doing and not doing certain things.
Yeah, I think so.
I think what he's probably meaning is like you guys, you're not out there like knocking on trees, and you're not out whooping and hooting and hollering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, I talk to him and I tell him what I'm doing when I'm there.
Yes.
Just communication, right? And giving them that
Yeah.
intention, like
Yeah,
them
it is.
knowing what you're not there to hurt them. You're there to learn. You're there to,
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
yeah.
And that's why I think because I carry a gun with me out there, and they get really close to us. They know my intentions. They
Yeah.
know I'm not going to shoot them or use the gun
Right.
on them. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because they're I do believe that. I do believe that they do understand and they do know that if you're there to harm them, they know it. If you're
They know
there
Yeah,
that.
they do.
just
I
Yeah.
believe that too.
Yeah.
as an educational kind of thing and you're there to learn, I think they know. I do.
Yeah.
I really believe that they know what our intentions
I do
are.
Hmm.
too.
So Auntie Venom wants to know, what do you think that the orbs are?
Well, I think they're an energy for the most part. I think they're an energy, but I think the Bigfoots are using them. I think they use them to travel sometimes, and I also think that maybe they're using them to help find the deer or to use them like maybe to hold the deer or paralyze them when they're hunting.
Huh.
But yeah, I do believe that the Bigfoots are using the orbs, and I believe they're definitely an energy. Because
And
when I catch them on the thermal camera, they're giving off heat, so that's the energy. Plus, when
so,
I'm seeing them on my game cameras, I can see. Sometimes you can see through them, but
mhm.
yeah, you can still see kind of a like see movement in it too. Yeah,
Hmm.
so I believe they're
Wow.
definitely energy.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. So you think that they could use them for like when they're hunting?
Yeah,
How
when
would
they're
that
hunting.
work?
Well, I actually have on one of the game camera that was taking the photos.
Mhm.
I have a photo of a deer, and it's got a big, huge orb around it, and it's a big white orb around the deer holding the body. And then the next photo is took the deer backwards, and you can see it a little ways further back. And the deer's body is not round like that. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not round. And this thing is the whitish color, and it's round. And I believe somehow that was holding the deer or paralyzed it, and that was something to
And
do
it
with them
definitely
hunting.
moved at that deer.
Yeah, it did. And when it
Wow.
moved back away, I saw this head popped up out of the palmettos. You can see it in the game camera. A head pops up out of the game camera and it's looking at
Yeah.
the direction that the deer was going. But at the head
Huh.
pops up, it's got a big cone shaped head. It's a greenish color, just like the palmettos. But you can see it pop up and then go back down. And it's watching the orb and the deer. I know it's crazy,
Yeah, no,
but I
it's
got it on video, so it's on my channel.
yes on the channel. Yeah, you can go in there and see it.
Yeah, yeah,
Wow. Yeah, guys, go check that out for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
And make sure you guys, when you guys go to Tim's channel, make sure you guys subscribe. Definitely subscribe to Tim's channel. Because you're putting out content like at least once a day, right? Once a day. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
you're
once a
always,
day, every couple of days. Yeah, yeah. And
yeah,
I'm doing
you're putting,
tracking. I'm doing tracking videos. I'm doing
mhm,
survival videos. I
yeah.
do a lot of stuff like that. Yeah.
Crystal was asking, how long was that stride? I think you did mention it. 24 inches. Is that what you said?
The small one, the 6 inch footprint was a
Mm-hmm.
24 inch. That was actually the step was 24 inch. That's from
Mm-hmm.
hill to hill. The stride is actually like from the right hill to right hill or left hill to left hill. And I think that was like around 42 inches or more for the stride. Yeah, from like the right hill to right hill.
Shucking it down with cornbread wants to know, is there a reason or a meaning to to the different colored orbs? I mean, because you are getting different colors, right, of orbs?
Well, I got the black ones and I've got the white ones on the game camera.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if the white ones are actually white because of the IR in the game camera. But I have caught some during the daytime that are white, and I've caught some during the daytime that are yellow.
Huh.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, because you guys are out there. What are you guys go out like once on the weekends, or you go out every Saturday and every Sunday? I mean, how often are you
um,
guys actually?
well, for quite a while we were going out every like one day every weekend, and then just depending like if there was a holiday or something, we might go out both Saturday and Sunday. or like go out on a Saturday and a Monday, something like that. If there's a holiday. Here recently, we haven't been going as much because Waynette's had some issues,
Health issues.
health issues. Yeah.
Oh,
It's getting
Yeah.
better.
So we've been working on that, and we go out when she can go. She'll go out with me.
all right. Everybody lift Waynette up with some prayers, guys. Let's send some love and light and prayers for her.
Thank you.
Yeah. I know that I know how it feels when you're not feeling well, and
Yeah.
but you want to be out there so bad.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've had that for sure. 1 second. I did. Okay. So Brian Barber says, I can't remember who said it, but they thought that the orbs could be the Bigfoots themselves or someone doing remote viewing. I'm not heard the remote viewing part.
I've heard that a couple of times, and
Yeah.
I'm not really sure if that could be what they're doing with them. But I do think they actually use them, and that maybe they're using them to travel as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've got one video where you can see a flash of light, and then you can see a black figure running through the swamp. And I think it came across the road as an orb following behind us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lots of prayers coming in for
Yes.
you.
Thank
Lots
you,
and lots
guys.
of prayers.
That's awesome. I appreciate it.
Healing vibes and prayers and blessings.
they do.
Absolutely.
They sure do.
Those prayers do work.
All of these amazing people here.
Yeah, and Brian, we do go to the same areas. Yeah. We go to the same areas, and we keep refilming too. Because I get a lot of stuff, and I get it on video. Most all of my photos that you'll see are actually from my actual video, and you can see them moving in the video.
Mm-hmm.
Or either I'll keep going back and refilming the areas so you can trying to compare, and you can see when something's there and when something's not.
Wild. Shucking it down with cornbread asks, Tim, have you had any mind speak from them?
I had one time. It wasn't actually like words, but one time when I was out there and I had Waynette and actually Ruby was with us,
Mm-hmm.
and I was leading them through an area, and I had them put a picture of a water moccasin in my head, and exactly where it was. There was an area I was fixing to walk up into. They actually put the water moccasin and the area in my mind so that I would go out around it, and I led them out around the area. Yeah. So it wasn't like a danger or something like that. It was actually the water moccasin and the actual area, the grassy area. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes, and I listened to him. I was out of there.
Yeah.
But I believe it. Sure. There was something there.
But I've also
You're
had
like,
dreams.
I'm gone.
I've had a few dreams that I believe is them actually communicating with me as well.
Okay.
And one of those was two juveniles were right up to me face to face, and I could see they both had the gray, like the dark gray skin on their face,
Mm-hmm.
and both of them had black hair, and I could see their teeth. I could actually see their teeth. They looked a lot like ours. And the one of them, he moved. He like almost turned into a smoke, like a black smoke, and showed me how fast he could run, and took off running and came right back and reformed right back in front of me. This was a dream that I believe they caused. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Also had another dream after we had been in one area that we had been in it for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Came home, and then that night they caused me to have a dream that I was back in that area along an old fence, old barbed wire fence, and I found the red hairs in two different spots. So I believe that they also caused that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'll be going back there before long and looking for hairs. Yeah, and I believe they caused that dream as well.
Yeah, I've never. That's the one thing I gotta say. I'm not really had anything like in my dream. I don't know, because I don't dream a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't dream a lot. I used to when I was a kid, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. As an adult, I don't know. Or if I'm dreaming, I don't remember them. Wow. Brian Barber says that that vivid of a dream sounds more like a visitation than a dream.
Yeah.
Do you think they can astral travel?
Maybe they can.
Consciousness, right? I mean, consciousness.
Maybe that's the way that they followed us home. Maybe, I don't know.
Who knows? I mean,
Yeah, but it was
Yeah,
here at
maybe.
home. Both times I had those dreams like that. Yeah, it was here at home. So.
True.
Yeah, you never know. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they can't physically follow you, maybe where you're at and the location that you live. Maybe that's their way of checking, coming
Yeah,
in.
and communicating. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, have you ever tried to, like, I don't know, like, try to meditate and try to communicate with them or anything like that? Like,
I do kind of in a way, because every time I'm out there around them and I can feel them, I'll touch a tree and try to ground myself and try to stand there and like speak to them in my mind and see if they communicate or if they do anything back to me.
uh-huh.
And I can usually feel them watching when I'm feeling that, when I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And I try to project my intentions to them too by doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, and I've talked about it on my channel before, they don't communicate with me until after I leave the location.
Mm-hmm.
Afterwards. It's like, I kind of always got the feeling like it was more of a comfort level for them. Like they felt more comfortable communicating with me when I'm not there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. So I've experienced a little of that myself. So I know it's a strange feeling because people think when they think mind speak, it's a very deceiving description.
Yeah.
For me anyways,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't ever hear a voice in my head.
Yeah.
It's impressions, images,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like somebody's speaking, like I hear a voice, an audible voice in my head. It doesn't, for me, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, mine was images like that too. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But so let me ask you, have you guys ever come across the wall of fear? Where you literally you're hiking along, you're out there, and then it's like you just come up against this like wall, like I can't move past this like invisible wall almost.
Oh no, I haven't experienced that. No.
No, that happened to me. It
Uh-huh.
happened in Colt Creek,
Uh-huh.
and it happened in, trying to remember. I want to say it might have been Mayaka, where I came up. I just kind of came to an area, and we had just had an interaction. I can never talk about it because Matt's hanging on to the evidence, but we had this interaction, right?
Yeah.
And right after it was over, I kind of diverted from where we were having the interaction. And I kind of like by myself, I kind of went to the left and I started pushing further out. And I came up to this, like, it was so weird because we all know how cypress trees down in Florida, we all know how they grow, right? And some of them will grow very close together.
Yeah.
And there was I have photos of it. I'll have to look for the photos. I can post the photos. I can't post the video, but I can post photos of this tree I'm talking about. But there was like 5 or 6 cypress trees and something, because there's no way that this naturally happened. I mean, there was probably like 3 trees on one side and 2 or 3 trees on the other side of it, staggered, and then one cypress tree straight down the center of all of them, wedged into it.
Yeah, wedged in. Yeah.
So I was walking up. So I'm walking up to it, and I'm like looking at it, and I'm looking at it, and I was like, so I just kind of like, I looked up. Something made me look up. I don't even know what. I looked up, and I started to climb over it because I wanted to check the other side out. I wanted to look at the other side, and it was like, don't come any further. Like, that's your line, lady. Don't cross it.
Mhm.
Oh wow.
It was like I felt it. It was almost like this. It
Uh-huh.
was the strangest thing. I'd never felt it anything like that before, but it was like this, like an invisible wall is what it felt like. Something
Mhm.
pushed back on me. And I was like, I literally kind of was like, whoa, what? And Connor came over to me and he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know, but I can't go past, like, it was the strangest thing. Cause I'm like, but Connor, he's going to be like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm like, no, cool. Whatever's on the other side of that, we're not supposed to be over there. So we're not doing that.
There you go.
Yeah,
And
we
anybody
really
who
like
knows
Connor.
anybody who knows Connor,
Yep.
Connor wants to test every boundary there is.
Yep. He does. Yeah. Yeah.
He didn't that day. He listened to me though.
He stayed
Yeah.
here at our house like 3 times
Yeah.
now that he's been in Florida. Yeah. Yeah.
He's such a sweetie. He's such a
Yeah,
sweetie.
He
Yeah,
is. He's such a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good egg for sure. Yeah, Brian, you and I don't even know how many other
No.
people that we've been hanging on to this evidence for 2 years, probably close to, maybe. It's been a while. Like I said, we have so much that we just never really put out. So, I'm going to be putting out some stuff later in the year. I'm going to put some stuff out. Just not now. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Look at all these people. I love Connor. Love Connor.
Yeah.
Love Connor. Shout out Connor Flynn, Bigfoot and Non. Okay, so let me see. There was okay, so you did send me some thermals. This set of thermals, which one goes first? I think this one is first. Okay. So this set of thermals is very interesting. So let me pull the first image up. I think it's this one. It's the first one, yeah. All right. So see, is it up there?
There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, was this a still photo or was this a video?
This is video. This is from my video.
This was from your
Yep.
video. Okay. Let me put it. I'm sorry, guys. Let me see if I can go full screen on this. 1 second. There we go. So I don't know if they can see my cursor. Can you guys see my cursor?
Yeah, I'll see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yes.
like this like looks like a face
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah, you're circling his head.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. That's a thermal image. It's giving off heat. So his heat shows up as black, dark gray, and black.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So you can really see the eyes. The thermal images, you can always see their eyes. Their eyes give off a lot of heat.
And so is this like, so this is probably like shoulder and this.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
An
He's up in a
arm.
tree.
Oh, he's up in
He's up
a
in a tree.
tree.
Yeah.
So he's not actually like hiding behind a tree on the ground.
No, he's up in it. Yeah.
Up in the tree.
Yep. And as I pan around a little bit, move the thermal camera, and then I came back to him again, you can see his head in a different position.
Yeah.
He's still there in the same spot, but you can see his head has moved in a different position.
Yeah. So let me share that. There. Is that
right there. That's it.
Yeah.
Yep. His head is moving.
Yeah, it seems like a little more defined.
Mm-hmm.
And you're sure you're really sure though that this is definitely not pareidolia.
No, not that, because he's giving off heat. Yeah.
Okay.
The thermal camera, it don't give off an IR light. It don't they don't see it like a normal camera. And it's giving off heat just like we would or an animal.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
And I believe that one may actually be a skunk ape, because we in that same area we found a lot of four-toed footprints in that area.
All right. Okay. Interesting.
That's actually from Pasco County right there. That's from Pasco County.
Now, isn't Pasco County where that infamous, no, that was Sarasota, right? That was Sarasota that
Sarasota.
famous
Yeah.
skunk ape photo,
Yeah.
supposedly, that nobody knows where it came from.
Yeah.
That was Sarasota. Okay. So what do you think he's doing in the tree? I mean, do you think they stay in the trees? Do you think they like hide in trees? Do you think they travel through the trees? Because I've often
Well,
thought
maybe
that.
they're traveling through it because they're up in there hiding, watching us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've often thought about them using the trees to travel and why
Yeah.
we
Me
don't
too.
find as many prints here in Florida. But then
Yeah.
again, our substrates are awful.
Yeah. Really bad. Yeah.
I mean, it's difficult. It is really a difficult task to try to find, um, you know,
Hmm.
prints here.
Yeah. They
It's
are. Yeah.
really, yeah,
Yeah.
it's not
And
an
you
easy
can find them, but they're not like really perfect. Yeah. But somebody like me that's out there tracking all the time, I can find a footprint even
thing.
after some of us have walked past, and I can see the footprint and I can see it pretty
Yeah.
good. And I can tell it's 3 or 4 days old, and I'll show them and I'll show them, this is not us. This is older.
Mhm.
This is a couple days old, but it's not like a perfect footprint because of the ground.
Right. Yeah. So tell me, what do you guys use when you're casting prints? Are you using hydrocal? Are you using
I just use the plaster of Paris.
a plaster of Paris?
Yeah, I use that. Yeah, yeah.
And you think that gets you think that gets better results?
I think it gives good details in it. Yeah, yeah. And it seems to last a long time as long as you take care of them and careful with them. Yeah.
How
Yeah.
how do you store tracks? That's something I've never even asked Shane. How do you store tracks?
Well, I've got some of mine sitting on a shelf. I
Mm,
usually either put them in a shelf or I'll have some inside a cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
got you. Got
Yeah.
you. Got you. So Waynette,
Mm-hmm.
tell me what it's like to to be a female out there doing this.
Well, I mean, well, for one thing, I mean, like I grew up, going camping and fishing with the family and stuff, and
Mm,
um, but also we used to live in an area, well, actually not far from where we live at right now, and I was like probably 13, um, and there's in this area I'm talking about, there other people had said that they felt or saw stuff, and we were in our trailer one night, and we were up late, like playing games or something, and we felt um, like something heavy was walking us beside the trailer, and we would walk down to one end of the trailer. It would go to that end of the trailer. We would go down to that end of the trailer. That would go down to that, and you could hear something heavy out there. Boom! But it was vibrating the trailer,
uh-huh.
and that lasted for about 10 minutes, and then the back door jiggled, the door handle jiggled, and
Oh,
my mom got out the shotgun or whatever, because we didn't know what was going on. but it didn't open the door or nothing, but it was gone. But so yeah, but going out there, I mean, I love it. I love going out there in the woods, and I feel safe with him. That's one of the reasons but I've never, even since we've been doing this though, I've never felt like scared or felt like we were in, like dire danger or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But with I know his knowledge, and I just feel safe as I can be out there as long as I'm with him.
Well, I've always taught her, if anything happens, if a wild hog charges us, anything like that, get behind me and let me handle the situation.
Well, one time he told me, I said, what do I do if a hog charges us? He said, find a tree and climb it. He did tell me that one time.
That happened to me once too. I had somebody tell me that too, and I'm like, do I look like I'm going to make it up a tree?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking when he told me that. Yeah, I'm a good climber.
Yeah, no. Do you ever feel do you ever feel like because you're a female that they're maybe more attracted to watching you guys because you're a female? Do you ever feel that?
Well, I mean, yeah, because I am a female, I feel like that maybe that's the case sometimes,
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I do. I believe that that they're attracted to females. I do believe that.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you guys ever came across, I mean, have you guys had any dangerous moments with wildlife out there? I mean, Green Swamp, we're talking pythons, we're talking, well, no, I don't think you guys have pythons up in the Green Swamp. We have
No,
those
we
down
don't.
here.
No.
But
Personally,
you guys,
for me, the only thing would, and this is because he was there like
Mhm.
2 different times. I mean, he did maybe more than that. He saw a moccasin. He's
The
like,
water moccasins. Yeah.
let's turn around. Everybody turn around. Go back the other way. That for me, that's really the only time when I listen to him, I turn around and I walk out of there. But for me,
I can usually see them in time to stop everybody and say, "Hold, stop! There's a water moccasin right here."
yeah.
wow. So no, you guys have never really had any, Florida Panthers or a bear
No
or
gators or
dog.
nothing, never
No,
come
not
up on
usually.
anything
No.
like that. Now we have
I mean,
seen a couple.
I did when I was hunting too. Though
Oh,
I've had wild
yeah,
hogs
when
chase
you
me out or
yeah,
charge me.
that's different. Yeah, you
I've
have.
actually had cattle charge me before too out there hunting. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's funny. When you're just out there regular hunting, those things
Yeah.
happen. But when you're out there actually, doing
Mhm.
research, you're like, yeah, this is cool. That's so funny.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Wow. I can't believe it. Like we've gone an hour and almost 15 minutes. Like it's
Wow.
just it like went so fast. My gosh. Oh, you guys are gonna have to come back for a part 2.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be good. Yeah.
Yeah. Because we didn't even get to, there's a lot we didn't get to. Holy
Yeah. There is.
cow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You know what they say? Time flies when you're having a good time.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, maybe you guys can join in. Maybe when I have Kathy's team on, and maybe you guys could join in, with them since you guys all go out together. Maybe we could set that up and
Yeah. We could
I'm
do
sure
that
that
too.
would be
Yeah.
fine with everybody. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
if Kathy's go with it. So,
Yeah.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh, thank you guys.
Okay.
Please, guys, everybody get over there, show them some love. Subscribe to the channel. Gary's been putting it in the chat. It's in the show description. It's also at the top of the pinned at the top of the chat. Please go over, subscribe to their channel, and lots of info over there, guys.
Yeah.
Lots of evidence, lots of info. There's the body of work that they have. There's no way I probably could. I don't even think we could cover it all in 4 hours. Like
No,
it's
probably
Yeah.
not. No. We
It's
have
too
lots
much
to
to
share.
talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah,
lot.
that's true.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you
And
guys
all
for
my hunting
being here.
experience and all. I've hunted wild hogs. I've hunted at night. I've been out in all the swamps at night and chasing
Mhm.
wild hogs and hunting them and daytime, nighttime.
I don't think he's scared of anything.
No, I'm
I'm
not scared of
serious.
anything
now.
out there. No. Yeah.
No, he does. He's not. No, because I've met Tim, and Tim,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's like as level gets.
Mhm.
He
Like,
is.
I mean,
He's,
steady as a rock.
he's like that all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And that's from military experience and hunting experience and all. Yeah. Keeping calm like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mhm.
And thank you for your service.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much for your service. And I'm, thank you for what you do. Thank you for, you guys getting out there and, truth seeking and documenting and bringing it all to us. And so much. I have mad respect for you guys. Mad respect for you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you.
you.
Yeah. I got to get up there. Well, I'll have to get out there with you guys one of these
Yeah.
weekends.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
I'm going to
Because
do that.
even though we're back doing our own thing now, just ourselves, but we'll still go out with somebody here and there, and like you or every
Awesome.
once in a while, Kathy and her group.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
just
Okay.
get together. and,
Pam and Rebecca, all them. Yeah.
Then we'll do it. We'll set it up. I'll come up and we'll figure it out.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'd love it. I'd love to come up and go out with you guys again.
And
We've
yes.
gone out a
Yeah.
couple times, but to do it again, yes.
Yeah. That sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Can you guys hang out next in backstage for me
Yeah.
just for a minute while I say goodnight to everybody?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome.
All right.
Wow, guys. Another amazing show. Guys, go over, subscribe to their channel, have fun, binge watch. You'll be binge watching their content for sure. For sure. So enjoy that. I just want to remind everybody this week, I haven't posted it yet, but this upcoming week, I'm going to be doing 2 shows on Sunday and then 1 show on Monday. And then I'm going to take Tuesday off. So, but I have 2 shows on Sunday. I have Daniel Perez from the Bigfoot Times will be with me on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. And then at 7:30 p.m., I have Larry Newman coming on. He is with the BFRO in Missouri. And we're going to be talking all about some more Missouri stuff. And so I've got those guys coming on, and it's going to be fun. So make sure you guys are both, make sure you guys clear your schedule on Sunday night for me. How about that? It'll be a double header. It'll be fun. Everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you to all my members. I really appreciate you guys being here and supporting me on a regular basis, on a monthly basis. Thank you guys so, so much for that. It means a lot to me, and it does help keep these lights on for the show. So thank you guys for that. And have a great night, everybody. Thank you. And remember, spread love and kindness wherever you go.